One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a largemouth, smallmouth, maybe even a brown trout. If you ever catch one, you know what I'm talking about. All you wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a walleye, saugeye, maybe even a red eye. If you ever catch one, then you'll know why. All you wanna do is catch that one big fish. One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a catfish, fatfish, or any other kind of fish. If I only had one last wish, all I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Yes, all I wanna do is catch that one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish.
This time on One Big Fish, we're going to the great Red River of the North, to the states of North Dakota and Minnesota to fish for some of the biggest channel cats in the entire country. And we're not just going out with any old guy, we're going out with my old friend Captain Brad Durick from Brad Durick Outdoors, the best guide on the whole Red River. And I'm going to tell you what, on a river that can rise as much as 30 feet during the spring, thrills and chills out here, buddy. You might see entire condominium-sized trees coming down river. So you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to be out here with the pros, and that's why we're going to take no chances. We're going to be out here with Captain Brad, and we're post-spawn period. They're having a great big giant Cats Incredible tournament here, one of the biggest catfish tournaments in the entire United States out here in a matter of days. So Captain Brad's got a small window to get us on some of these giant-sized channel catfish, and I got a feeling this is the river I've caught my personal best. We just might be in store for another one of those times here on One Big Fish.
One big fish, one big fish, one big fish.
Well, now I need to introduce you to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Captain Brad. We're on his brand new G3 boat. Awesome, awesome fishing platform, stable, 4-stroke for that quiet approach. Brad, why don't you explain to the audience how we're going to be targeting these giant-sized channel cats here on the Red today?
Well, Don, first of all, thanks for coming back to the Red River. Always a pleasure having you folks in town, because we always catch that one big fish.
That one big fish.
That one big fish. You know, we're in a different pattern than times before when you've been here. Normally we're coming into a summer pattern. Right now we're more in that in-between season of the spawn and the post-spawn. So the approach we've been taking is looking for the current, looking for where the current meets the slow water, where it's really roaring. We're trying to pick off those last big pre-spawn fish, if there's a few around, and it's getting to be less and less. But the good part of that is, within that mixed in now, we're seeing the post-spawn fish, the ones that have been laying around for 3 or 4 weeks, and they're looking for a meal. And it's been working out so far. Little skinnier than earlier in the year, but still some big fish. So that one big fish, it's all yours, man.
You know, Captain Brad, he's always downplaying stuff, but I'm gonna tell you what, last time I was fishing with Brad, last year, about the same time, he was saying, well, we might be able to squeak out a 15. Got my personal best 28. You know, he's always talking things down. So I got a feeling we're bound to be getting into some of them big jumbo sumo size channels. Brad, I can't wait. We got some lines in the water. I got a feeling that one big fish waiting on us.
20 pounds, got your name on it, buddy. You know, the equipment to catch that one big fish is absolutely critical to have the right equipment. I know a lot of guys come out here under-geared or even sometimes over-geared for this. Having the proper equipment makes life a whole lot easier for catching that fish. And what I like is a 7.5 to 8.5 rod that's very limber on the tip, and I'll get to that in just one second. A good high capacity bait caster with a nice smooth drag. Steady monofilament line. I always use a 30-pound. Depending on who you are and what you're doing, you might want to adjust. I highly recommend 30-pound for the Red River. Then moving down, for the heavy currents, a nice inline no snag sinker is always a must to keep the bait right in the zone. Adjust the weight to the current, and that can change day to day. Protection of the knot so you don't lose that big fish. It's another critical little thing, is a stopper to protect your knot from the sinker falling down on it time and time and time again as it is getting beat around on the bottom of the river in the current. This is a manufactured one here. You can use a surgical tube, you can use a bead, you can use anything you want. What I'd also do is put in a snap swivel. And the reason for the snap swivel is because I change a lot of snells out because I break a lot of hooks off. And when you're going for the one big fish, you got to go into some nasty stuff. And I've found that it's just easier to downsize your snell just a smidge, break it off and move along. Hooks, another critical part of the equation. This is a 5/0 circle hook. Good quality steel hook, big enough for the big fish, yet small enough so it's not going to injure the small fish when you catch them. Bait it up, the hook turns right into the fish's mouth, and presto, you got yourself a trophy.
Brad, you a legend. Holy cow, look at that, pulsing. He's underneath the boat. Underneath the boat.
Going for that legendary status, like
Man.
you say, I guess.
Holy cow. He's coming up. Oh man, look at that. Look at that fish. Look at this fish. Holy cow. My goodness. Post spawn, post cold front, and he's still getting us on these monsters. Unbelievable job, Brad. Take it, Brad. Oh, holy cow. All right, I'm gonna try to get him close. Here he comes. It's a monster! It's a monster! Holy cow, Brad! Woo! You are the man. Holy cow. Well, I can't even reach around the base of the tail, Brad. This is, I tell you what, this is the coolest fish I've ever caught. It's 27 pounds, 10 ounces. I missed it by what, 6 ounces or something? But this is the fattest head. Look at my hand and look how much space is left on. This is a monster channel cat. And I couldn't be any more proud of our guide. This guy's got more moves than X-Lax. Captain Brad, I'm gonna tell you what, he has never failed to produce ridiculous sized fish under the worst possible conditions. That's why he's my brother from another mother. Here we go. I'm gonna try to lift this big old guy. And, I mean, just look at the head. I mean, you see my hand, right? Holy cow. Ah! Holy great googly moogly. Unbelievable. I mean, nothing but girth central. You know what I mean?
Well, I love being on TV.
Me too. You know, it's unbelievable. Just big old slob hog here. Big old slob, big old gut on it. You know, and everybody on the river out there catching dinks and doinks and even other, you know, other guys from Brand X, you know. But that's why you come out with the best. And you know me, I'm always out here with the best. And this is always what happens when I'm out here with the best. Unbelievable job. We're gonna get a couple stills, and when I come back, we're gonna release this big old manly guy. I don't want to keep him out much longer. And this is our one big fish. You know, almost impossible to get them this size at this time of year, but I'm gonna get it in. It's been out of the water for about 3 or 4 minutes. I don't want to stress a monster like this. In pre-spawn conditions, a fish like this, maybe 33, 34 pounds probably. Very close to what might be the North Dakota record.
You know, there's a lot of different baits you can use in catfishing, but I'm a big fan of the natural baits that go in a river or lake system. And there's 2 primary baits we use up here on the Red. One is a white sucker, the other one is a goldeye, and then there's a third that nobody else knows. This is a secret here, and that's the freshwater drum. Catch them right here in the river, they're legal to use, and sometimes they're absolutely deadly. Basically, all we do to set our bait up is we just take our knife on the cutting board, grab our piece of bait that we want, and just come down and start cutting them into steaks. The basis that I like to use is a 1-inch square. Now obviously some fish are bigger like the goldeye, so you gotta maybe fillet them and then cut them down from there. But sometimes you're fishing for really big fish or you're into aggressive fish. You want to actually upsize your bait, in which case you would cut this goldeye into almost 2-inch squares just to draw in the bigger fish. Because if you're up here on the Red, you might as well use the bait that's going to bring in the trophy. Small one, but he's nice.
Oh, there you go, there you go, there you go. Oh, this one's bent in half. Look at this, look at this.
There's the big one.
Look at this.
I'll deal with this guy.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah, take and drag. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that, look at that.
Nice.
Explodes on top of the
Got
water.
another one going back here.
Man, you got enough. Boy, we are in the spot. Can he pick the spot or what? Oh, man, big old tail. Look at that.
Show me a head, Don.
It's going to be a healthy fish. He's healthy.
Straight up.
Straight up. Got him. Another big kahuna. Yes.
Got him. Fish on.
You know, Brad's using
There's
this.
what we come to the Red River for. There's Don's trophy.
And I'm reeling in another one in the meantime. That's what I got in my hand,
You know-
but I'm just trying to see it.
We haven't weighed this or anything, or measured it, but this is about a 17-pound, probably 32 or 33-inch fish at the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And this is the stuff we've become known for this year, is these huge fish that are so short. Just awesome.
Look at the girth on that fish. For this time of year.
Welcome to Greater Grand Forks, where we have numerous activities and events for a great vacation. We have camping right along the riverbank in Minnesota State Recreation Area in the downtown area that has over 90 full hookup sites, and it's right near restaurants, shopping, a swimming pool, a 12-screen movie theater, along with the bike path system that runs through Grand Forks and East Grand Forks with over 50 miles of bike paths on the Greenway. The Greenway is an area that's been developed along the river on both sides, and it includes bike paths, walking and rollerblade paths, along with numerous parks and picnic areas, along with the play areas for the children. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter, is located right downtown in East Grand Forks. It's a 60,000 square foot store featuring a 35-foot high mountain with wild game mounts and an aquarium featuring fish of the Red River Valley area. The downtown area offers a variety of unique shopping, including many specialty shops such as Widman's Candy Store, which is world famous for their chippers, which are chocolate-covered potato chips, as well as restaurants including the Boardwalk of Restaurants, which is one block with 6 restaurants overlooking the riverbank area and have outdoor patio seating. The Farmers Market is held every Saturday during the summer months from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's held right downtown at Town Square. It features not only produce but also has craft vendors, baked goods, concessions, and entertainment weekly. We of course have the regular shopping, with the largest mall being our Columbia Mall Shopping Center, with the anchor stores of Macy's, Penny's, and Sears, along with the Marketplace, which is the big box stores like Old Navy, Super Target, Best Buy, and others that are all located out on the south end. For the golf enthusiasts, we have 3 18-hole golf courses and 1 9-hole course, including King's Walk, which is a PGA signature course that was designed by Arnold Palmer. Catfish Days is a family event that happens an entire weekend in Greater Grand Forks. The weekend-long event includes not only the world-class catfishing tournament called Cat's Incredible, which has hundreds of entries but is limited to 150 fishing teams each year. The family events include a variety of activities and games for kids, along with concessions and a beer garden, as well as entertainment throughout the whole weekend. River City Speedway has races every Friday night from the end of April through September. It has 4 classes of cars that race, featuring of course the Outlaw Sprint cars. It's a great family activity. Art Fest is a weekend-long event held in June along the riverbank on both sides of the river, featuring about 200 art and craft vendors, along with concessions and entertainment. Greater Grand Forks has so much to offer for a great vacation. Come and visit us soon.
Here he comes. There he is, right?
Oh,
there.
it's a big one. Oh, look at the head on that thing. Look at the head on that thing. Well, I think your PB is now going up a little bit.
We'll determine that here momentarily.
Wow, look at the head on it.
This isn't normally how I would pose for a picture. It would normally go something like about that, but this guy's kicking around a little bit. This is a post-spawn male that we got, so it wasn't the PB we were all hoping for. It only went about 20, and like we said before, only 20.
Only 20.
But what
you got love? Whoa! Look at that. Wait a second.
There's a fish.
There's a fish.
In the mid-20s.
Wow. Or better. Well, look at the girth on this guy. Well, we're definitely gonna be weighing this guy. Woo! He is fat from here with his mammoth head all the way back.
Look at this.
We are gonna weigh this bad boy. Look at that. Well, here he is, 27 pounds of freshness. I'm gonna tell you what, Brad has put me on more dinosaurs than I know what to do with. This has gotta be, well, I know it's one of my biggest ones ever, but this is just a ton of fight. Just barely missed my personal best. I mean, we're talking ounces here, you know? And the day's not over. I cannot believe the strategy. Oh, oh. Now, that is called a CPR release. Catch, photo, and release, buddy. Big time.
Should be right there.
It's a monster! It's a monster! Unbelievable! Holy cow! Holy cow! Woo! Wait till you see this fish. Yeah! All right, another 25 pounder. Unbelievable. And even though much of the river at this point is in post-spawn, some of these big cats just cannot be post-spawn. They gotta be pre-spawn. Oh, oh, oh. Well, he wanted to go, so he went. In the faster current seam, right there on the edge where they can get in and out, immediately took it. Immediately took it. It's snagged up, as is typical, and then we let the fish pull it out of the snag. And he doesn't feel like a state record, but I'm gonna tell you what, this was a 30 seconds fish. A fish in 30 seconds, and he's pulling nice. He's not gonna be a 1 pounder, and he's taking some drag, which is always nice. I mean, don't you love when a fish takes drag? I mean, think about it. So I'm gonna use the Brad Durek technique, put this thing underwater, sweep it forward, and then go get me some line. Is that right, Brad?
That's how you do it. I've taught you well.
Well, now, if he just quit taking drag, we'd hurry up and get him in here, let you take a look at him.
He's a pretty decent fish, actually.
Yeah, he is taking some drag, but we do got some current right here. And just like I said, we were casting into this main current seam, but you know, he's not a dink by any means, but just the way I'm able to manipulate him, even with this heavy action gear, or medium heavy, I can just tell he's not gonna be a, well, he's not gonna be a, oh, hello! Maybe I was a little bit, you know, miscalculating here a little bit. You know, this thing might be over 10, man. What do you
I
think?
think that's a safe bet.
Wow. Keep it low, keep it low. Another good thing to do in heavy current. Trying to fight a fish against it. Keep that, you know, that whole tip of the rod in the water, and then go back and get you some line. And do the same thing again. I'm just thumbing the drag. I'm letting him take it. He's taking it now. Keeping it low, keeping it low, keeping it low. I'm getting some line.
Ready?
Big swirl, going back, going back.
Bring it straight up for me. And I'll get it.
He took some drag. A monster! A monster! Holy cow! 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Fishing the fast current seam. The fast current seam. You know, outside bend, getting on that fast current seam. Man, you are the man. Yeah, he's been teaching me all about these current seams, man. And I'm gonna tell you what, whether we are in a spillway, whether we're on the outside bend, try to find that seam where the current is, lay your bait at the head of it and let it go through it and let it snag up. It's okay if it snags up. Typically, that fish is gonna come find that bait and pull it out of the snag for you. An awesome tip. Yeah. Oh man, he's long too. Ah. Wow. Holy cow. Now, as soon as he starts flopping, he's going into water. So take a good look at him. Healthy fish, not a post-spawn fish, even though we are in a post-spawn period. You know, this is a nice 20, and I'm gonna tell you what, Brad has told me that this might not be the last 20. So, like I said, rather than drop him, we'll drop him in there. What do you think? In terms of working current, everything I'm learning here is the seams of the current give that fish the opportunity to come into the fast current to feed and get right back out and chill out a little bit. Even the secondary current isn't necessarily slow, but it does give them a break. And speaking of break, I need a break. So we'll see you here in a few.
One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish.
There we go. You the man. Ah, look at the size of this guy. Look at the head on this thing. Great googly moogly. Woo! My new personal best, 29 pounds of monster channel cat. You know, beautiful spawning colors, monster fish, big fat fish. Doesn't look anything like a spawning male that you might see somewhere else, skinny and battle scarred. Big brute, and that's how these North Dakota cats are. Unbelievable. And to get another PB, and of course, who was I with? Of course, Captain Brad. And he's the kind of guy that isn't shy about letting you get a PB when you're out here with him either, right, Brad?
That's absolutely right. Because I turned around and said, you take it.
That's right, man. Handed me my PB, 29 pounds of freshness. Now, this fish is a fish of a lifetime for anybody. And obviously, every time I come here, it's I get another fish of a lifetime with Brad. He said, we might be able to get you a PB this time, Well, this guy, he's obviously antsy. But working these current seams, working these current edges, boil, secondary current seams are definitely paying off. And I'm gonna tell you what, I ended up with the big kahuna once again, fishing here with Brad, here on the mighty Red River of the North. And I can't think of a more fitting way to get him back in the water than sooner rather than later. So I'm gonna ease this guy back in and let it go on about its love business.
One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I want to do is catch that one big fish.
The next time you're sitting down planning that big family vacation, that fishing vacation, you have got to move the Red River of the North, the greater Grand Forks area, right up to the top of the list. I come here about once every year, have to see my buddy Captain Brad, because I'm gonna tell you what, as the best guide on the river, I know I'm in good hands. And Brad, in terms of this tough fishing conditions, how'd we do overall?
Well, Don, considering we had some of the worst conditions that I can think of with cold fronts and post-spawn and upcurrent winds, we did pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. And this was the second biggest channel cat I've ever caught. And guess who I caught my biggest one with? Yep, you guessed it, Captain Brad. So, in terms of scheduling this family vacation, he'll squeeze you in. Just tell him I told him, I told you to call. In terms of things to see and do, you've got to hear from the tourism director, all the things you want to see and do, the shopping, the nightlife, the restaurant. It's all here in the greater Grand Forks area, and world-class sport fishing. So for Captain Brad Durek, I'm Don Sweet, and we'll see you next time out on the water, looking for that one big fish.
One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I want to do is catch that one big fish. Might be a largemouth, smallmouth, maybe even a brown trout. If you ever catch one, you know what I'm talking about. All you want to do is catch that one big fish. Might be a walleye, sawguy, maybe even a red eye. If you ever catch one, then you'll know why. All you want to do is catch that one big fish. One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I want to do is catch that one big fish. Might be a catfish, fatfish, or any other kind of fish. If I only had one last wish, all I want to do is catch that one big fish. Yes, all I want to do is catch that one big fish. All I want to do is catch